36. What are the next two lines? Ningning asked, eyes fixed on the ceiling, trying hard to remember. I scratch my head, and my gray hair has grown too thin. It seems to bear the weight of the jade clasp and pin. It was Grandpa's voice murmuring from his bed. Grandpa had a way of reading ancient poems with an almost musical cadence. Grandpa, how could Dufu know how we feel today? How we feel today? He wrote that poem over 1,000 years ago, remember? Yes, but he speaks of wild times, our country crumbling, the weeds growing in the capital, 3 months of fire burning in the skies, and she paused. And what? Family letters worth 10,000 gold in price. And what else? Grandpa persisted. And gray hair getting too thin. That's me, not you, Grandpa chuckled. Grandpa paused to catch his breath. Winter will be over soon. Then spring will be here. You'll see flowers bloom, hear birds twitter. It will be a time of joy, not sadness. Besides, continued Grandpa, Dufu was talking about Chang'an, the old capital of the Tang dynasty. Now Libo, he wrote a special poem about the Nanking. Really? What is it? Well, it goes like this. Grandpa coughed, cleared his throat, and began. On Phoenix Terrace, once phoenixes came to sing. The birds are gone, but still roll on the river's waves. The ruined palace is ruined beneath the weeds in spring. And ancient sages in caps and gowns all lie in graves. The three-peaked mountain is half lost in azure sky. The two-forked stream by a great isle is kept apart, as floating clouds can veil the bright sun from the eye. Imperial court, now out of sight, saddens my heart. Why is there so much sadness in this poem also? She asked. Because it's like I said, there is so much sadness in life, I guess. So the imperial court in this poem, Grandpa said, is in Chang'an again. Because Libo lived around the same time as Dufu? That's right. Libo was about 10 years older than Dufu. However, the Phoenix Terrace, the ruined palace, and three-peaked mountain, and just about everything else are here in Nanking? Right. But I have never seen the Phoenix Terrace. Where is it? It was in the southwestern part of the city, not too far from Warrior Knot Lake. But it had disappeared even before I was born. Destroyed by time and war, I guess. Grandpa sighed, then coughed again. Ningning could hear him wheezing faintly. Are you all right, Grandpa? Yesterday's hot tea had made Grandpa feel better. Ningning resolved to make more hot tea today. With any luck, it would take care of Grandpa's cough and stomachache for good. Ningning stretched out as she lay in the coffin, then slowly climbed out. Where are you going? Grandpa asked. I want to make tea again. It's too much trouble. One more time, she insisted. Perhaps after tomorrow the Japanese would all be gone, and making tea, let alone hiding, would no longer worry them. It had been an unusually quiet day. No gunshots, no explosions. There was an occasional noise of a door being closed or a voice calling out something vague and unintelligible. But by and large, the world was quiet. In the early afternoon, the sun suddenly disappeared. The sky grew overcast with dark clouds, and the wind whipped up the dust in the streets. She was in the kitchen. She reached for her quilt, which was still hanging over the window, when all of a sudden she stopped. In the distance, faint but unmistakable, she heard a chorus of shouting rise up and float in the sky. Grandpa heard it too, and he sat up in bed, straining to recognize any sound, any word. And then they both heard it. It was the sound of singing.